Oh yeah, sat for a week, still dry. So nice when a plan comes together. All that dripping diesel has stopped. Now this will slowly start to dry up a bit, and we'll be able to give it a good shampoo when everything's done here and get it all cleaned off. Floor dryer on the floors probably sucked most of it up, so we'll be able to sweep that today, because we're going to be spending most of the time on our back under the tractor trying to get this drawbar bolted up. Hopefully things will go smooth. Hopefully we got the right spacing on the rear end there. I'm assuming these are the original bars, but they were attached to that farmhand, so they could have been switched out. We're going to get them up there, get some measurements, make sure everything's fitting good. And so I'm just crawling around here and did some quick measurements. Looks like these two rear mounts are going to be the main hookup points. I did a quick measurement between them. I got just over 16 inches. And then the bar itself, between the two cross members on it, got 16 3/4. So lots of space anyway. I'll have to get some washers to bush it up, make it tight. This one here, the threads, the first ½ inch of threads there's nothing. They've been ripped out. But I did clean it out and get it in, and it goes in quite a ways. It's about 1.5 inch bolt, so I think 1 inch of thread should be fine. I do worry that the end might rock a little bit, but there's not really much I can do about it. I think I'll thread lock it in as well, make it a little tighter. This front one was perfect, and I'm just moving over on the other side here. I'm gonna clean out the holes. Just get a little pick, clean all the crap out of the holes, and then we'll mount these up. And there we are. Hitch is installed. Got a couple good grade 8 bolts down the side there. Just set that hammer strap on top. I don't know if I'm going to use it, but it is on. And a bracket there was a bugger of a thing to get together, but it is good to go. So now she's fully back together. It looks like the only leak I have is on that line that joins the rear transmission to the front case-o-matic transmission, just to equal out the oil level. It was wrapped all around that big frame that was for the farmhand, so I'm going to take that off, make a new line, and get it so it's nice and tight up there. Probably make a little bracket to tie it off to the side. Good for another week. Time to jump onto something different. So I have a bit of a confession to make. I've been cheating on my tractor a little bit. Cheating on the tractor with this beautiful beast. I have been doing some work on it, haven't forgot about it. Basically, I've been rebuilding the drive line and putting all new bearings in. So I've run new bearings in the pickup chain here on both sides. They're completely blown out. Actually, all the bearings on the drive line were full of twine and tape and wire as well too. I think there was a wiring harness that ran lights at one time. It was all sucked in. So off camera I did cut that out, and I replaced the bearings on that and got it back in and lined up. And now I'm just working on the main shaft here that runs the pump. So we got there's new bearings on this end. I rethreaded the set screw holes on that side, cleaned the shaft, cleaned up the bearing here, or the sprocket here in the middle that will end up running the main drive there. New bearing in this end, straight through.
I bought a new pill block and everything to go on this end here. The shaft was bent a bit as well, so I had to do a little bit of work to that. But all in all, not too bad. It was working when I took it apart. It just needed a little bit of tender loving care. Same goes with all the linkages. I ended up fixing the linkage here in the deck. Now the deck does run automatically. I'll have to do a video of this thing running. As bad as it looks, it actually runs quite well. It was taken care of in the day and was used well in the day. So all we're doing is just tidying things up, making it work a little better, getting the linkage a little tighter so there's not so much slop. But it has potential, and I'm sure it will run very soon here. So I'm just going to continue on now. I'm going to align this rear drive sprocket to the drive motor, which is down there. That's the pump that runs the entire system. So I'm going to line that up, align my shaft to bring it out. One thing is I can't remember if that sprocket goes that way or if it turns the other way. It does have a keyway that has to go into. And just by looking at it now, I think this is supposed to be the other way, so I might have to pull the shaft back out and turn it around. I'm going to line that up first, see where the sprocket goes, and go from there. So there, I got my head bearing on, which is much bigger than the original. And it's smooth. This whole shaft is so smooth now. Self-lining bearing blocks on front and back. I have this sprocket lined up with the pump sprocket. They're perfectly even. I put the chain on there. It's just a number 40 chain, but when I tension it up, it's so loose I can still pull it about a ½ inch off the sprocket. So I'll have to pick up a new chain tomorrow. And then also on this one here, this little drive sprocket, the keyway, it's so shallow it only sticks up maybe an 1/8 on one end and almost a 16th on the other. It was seized in there. So when I took this apart, I just pounded the sprocket over top of it and it sheared it off. So I'll pick up a new keyway for that, new wood drift key. The chain for it, this small chain, it's actually really good, nice and tight. Just needs a little lube on it, but it'll go back on there and it'll be fine. I just need to take a couple links out of it. I'm still amazed that this was inside the bearings, all of this, which is unreal. And even this piece of metal here, must have been a shim they used to try to shim the bearing or something, but it was just bound all in there. So, but this is a 1970 Newholland 1030 stackliner. So outside of the tractor is the next project. And because I don't have enough free time on my hands, I took on another project. This horse trailer here, gonna do a little touching up on that, and that'll be for sale here soon too. But anyway, next video will probably be all about this stackliner. Sorry for you Case Tractor guys, but we gotta diversify the channel a little, and we gotta get this ready for straw season. So again, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next week.